So the resistance manual came into being out of exasperation and anger. I was tracking policies and trying to figure out what we could do. What are the vulnerabilities in these processes? How can we get involved? What is budget reconciliation? How does healthcare work? And I had them just on a chart in a Google Doc, and I sent them to folks I was working with at the time at Campaign Zero, and they helped me bring that site to life. The site is a wiki, and so it's interactive. People can add and change and contribute to it with editor approval. And it really mattered to us that it was interactive and felt democratic, that people could add to it, could change it, could modify it, because we felt like we were in a crisis of democracy. And so it mattered that the means and the tools we were using were democratic. So my junior year at Connecticut College, that summer, I did an internship with a Superior Court judge in New Jersey's criminal division, and that was actually facilitated through Connecticut College. I did it actually with an alum of Con. That helped me realize that I wanted to pursue a career in law. So after college, through Con alums, I worked at the Manhattan DA's office as a paralegal for 2 years. Then I went to law school at NYU, which helped me get the Excelsior Service Fellowship. The New York State Excelsior Service Fellowship was an opportunity for people right out of law school, early in their career, to come into civil service at a policymaking level and bring fresh new ideas. I was working in New York State Housing Community Renewal in the Fair Housing Office, and for me, I was interested in housing because it just felt so foundational to everything. I recently wrote a piece about being on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list and all the kind of hidden privileges that go into making a list like that. People talk about being self-made, and no one is self-made. We all rely on collective infrastructure to get ahead. I had a lot of opportunities, and I think one of those opportunities was being at Connecticut College. When I was a sophomore or junior, I took a class called Muslim Women's Voices, and we had a Con alum who was a part of the civil rights movement come and speak to our class, and she was a white woman who had been part of the Freedom Rides. And I asked her why she had participated, because she didn't have to, she wasn't directly impacted, and it was dangerous. And she said, I did it because it was the right thing to do. And that was it. There was no calculation, there was no thinking about the longer term payoff or building a brand or what it would mean for her job. It was just the right thing to do. And I think sometimes you just have to do what you think is the right thing to do.